Goodbye, Fort Sam. This is a national tragedy, everybody. Our U.S. military will fall without Private Twinkle Toes here. Welcome back to If You Laugh, You're Conservative.
Take the motor cycle down there to the tent plus two.
Take what?
I said the motorcycle one more time. I couldn't hear you. Just take the motorcycle. Just shut and listen to me.
I say ban the cooters.
Hell you say to me?
I said no, scooters.
Okay, well, I didn't say so. Well, I went down to the Tarimamapapoo store and had to do a hooey, hooey, hooey. Well, why didn't you just do a ta-ta-ta-ta-ta?
The motorcycle.
Put a sock on the bat so when they grab onto it, you can just yank the bat away, and then they're left with the sock and you still have the bat.
You're a fucking dumbass.
So you put a sock on the bat.
Don't bring a bat with a sock on it to a gunfight. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Thought she'd have less clothes on at the... I thought it'd be one of those videos where they pull it down and she's like half naked. Turns out she was just filming at your typical Planet Fitness.
What breaks my heart, and I said I wasn't gonna cry, but that there's people out there right now. They don't have a jacked up truck. They don't have a cold beer in their hand. They don't have a dirt road. Right now, out there.
Said I wouldn't cry. It's a damn shame.
The tailgate can open like this or like this on a Honda Ridgeline. But even more useful than that, the Ridgeline has a huge trunk underneath the bed. That's where you're gonna find your spare tire, and it's even lockable.
Yeah, and the truck bed's about 4 feet deep. I don't know if you heard it the first time, but let's open that tailgate again, and it makes a really specific sound for the Honda Ridgeline. Gay, gay.
Listen, y'all, I cannot make this up. Somebody dropped a receipt at Walmart. I went and picked it up. When it got everything that was on the receipt, put it in my basket. Then the man at the door said, "Can I see your receipt?" I said, "Yes, sir." So I just got down for $95.10. Ain't God good?
God had nothing to do with this. You just went and stole $100 worth of groceries. A receipt is not a lottery ticket. You just filmed yourself committing a crime. This is theft, lady. I hope she posted this video to her personal account so the police can see this very soon. 900 pounds.
Yeah, okay then. I don't know what type of bales y'all are using, but these square bales are max 50-60 pounds.
Yeah.
You can lift a bale of hay. That don't impress me much.
Now, if you go to hayforks.com and get scientific with it, these small square bales weigh 40 to 60 pounds. Unless they got rained on, then they weigh a hell of a lot more. My job didn't crop my photo ID. I work at an elementary school. Of course, you got a nose ring. This cameraman knew exactly what he was doing. And I say cameraman because I guarantee it was a man that took this picture.
The games in the 90s were insane.
What games?
We didn't have the internet. 90s kids were the last generation before the internet. Duck, Duck, Goose hit hard in the 90s. Y'all remember that? I mean, I'm telling you, I wasn't the goose you wanted. I can promise you that. Don't come tap my head because I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was tight around that circle. I had ponytails off my knees. I was tight around that. This ain't the goose you want, buddy. I mean, I can remember growing up, I'd ring people's doorbells and take off and jump in the ditch. It felt like drugs, y'all. I mean, I'd ring 3 or 4 doorbells. I'd be sitting in a ditch and I'd be like, I'm a gang member now. I got the whole subdivision upside down right now.
Derek Stroop, if you want to check him out. This dude's pretty funny. When you got to feed your toolbox. Who's a good boy?
Couple of homeless people who are no longer homeless technically because they were given free public housing.
Temporarily unhoused. People experiencing homelessness. That's how you're supposed to say it, Matt.
This is how they are responding to being taken off the street, rescued, you'd think, from this life of vagrancy.
I don't want to be in government housing. This is Isabella Towers, an apartment complex in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's just terrible.
And it's just too small.
But you could kind of make this nice, about the size of mine back home now. Come on, we gotta learn a little gratitude. This is a heater. I would prefer this personally to living on the street.
It's about the same, really.
Then get your asses back out on the street!
It's really about the same because we would have more freedom out there, though.
I could do more drugs on the street.
We wouldn't care if we lost it today, though.
You wouldn't care?
Nah.
Got
That's
a TV,
the only
AC.
They got a TV.
The only two things yeah, we consider this still homeless.
I still believe. I want to live in a house
to where I could actually go outside and do yard work.
They must be mentally ill, right?
You would think much better than sleeping on a cardboard box out on the street or under a bridge or something, but they're not satisfied with it. They say that it's no better than being on the street. They want a bigger place with a yard. Meanwhile, if you look at the video, you can see that they've already totally destroyed this place that they were given. It's a disgusting, filthy pigsty. The problem with homeless people is not that they don't have homes. The lack of homes is not actually the issue. I know it's shocking for some of the dumbest among us to hear that. The homelessness is a symptom. It's a result of the problem. It's not the actual problem. And we know that because when you give them free housing, this is what happens. They destroy it, first of all, and then they're back on the street.
That's why he won. That is why he won, because of people like you.
Hell yeah.
Bro, just like, chill, bro. You're okay with that? He's a racist. I'm so okay. How can I be racist? He's a racist. Okay with it. If you voted for Trump, you're racist.
You're racist.
He's a racist. How can I be racist? No, he's not. Leave him alone. Doesn't watch the news. You realize he wants to be Democrat. I'm highly educated. Oh, are you? Then why are you wearing that hat? Everything's been going up for I don't know how long. The Democrats have been running New York since who knows how long. But then Trump comes in and just takes over. All right, well, this is my stuff. I hope you enjoy the hat. Oh, she tried to attack her.
That's assault. That's what you got, bitch. Apparently, driving around a Tesla or wearing a MAGA hat is now grounds for putting your hands on another person or destroying their property. Ah, the loving, tolerant left.
He's hurt. I don't know why they're chasing me.
This ain't a foot pursuit. This is a light jog. Officer Cheese Stick on the case. You know, back when I was in the fire academy, there was a certain standard of physical fitness that you had to be at. And of course, once you're out of the academy, whether it's police or fire, there isn't really anyone checking to make sure you're still physically fit. I just want to know what city this is in so I can go steal everything and just run away. They'll never catch me.
Same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet, than our white women counterparts. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
I have such a victim mentality that even my fat ass is because of white women. Diets are racist, y'all.
Kids over 13 have the complete right to make their own decisions about their mental health care. Parents don't have a right to have notice. They don't have a right to have consent about that. Young women have, if they're old enough to get pregnant, they're old enough to make their own decisions.
What? That is wild!
About what happens with their bodies, okay? And parents do not have the right to change that or make a different decision or be notified in advance.
This is the liberal mind virus. They can't drive yet. They can't get a tattoo. They can't vote. They can't drink. They can't smoke. But they can decide to chop anything off or add anything on that they want surgically. Make it make sense.
More on Tesla, Caroline. Tim Waltz, Governor Waltz, saying last night he frequently checks Tesla stock. In doing so, to quote, give me a little boost during the day. How should Americans view politicians who take pride in the downfall of an American car company?
I think that's quite sad, but I think Governor Walz unfortunately is living a sad existence after his devastating defeat on November 5th.
More on Tesla.
Doesn't the state of Minnesota actually own Tesla stock?
I mean, you heard
what
Tim Walz.
protest? You're a criminal.
I'm talking about Tim Walz and his comments about the Tesla stock. He says it gives him a boost to see that stock going down.
That poor guy didn't check his portfolio and his own pension plan for state. It's beyond stupid what he did. He's talking down a 3.5% weighting in his own pension plan. I mean, what's the matter with that guy? He doesn't check the well-being of his own constituents in the state. I mean, that's their investment fund. What a bozo.
The Minnesota Tesla State Board of Investment, they have 1.6 million shares in Tesla in their retirement fund, 211,000 shares in a non-retirement fund. It's a relatively small amount, but that's one company, one single stock, and that's because Tesla is a
1.8 million shares is a small share. Currently, Tesla's trading at $273. That's like $500 million in Tesla, right? CNN, you got to quit having Kevin O'Leary on your program. He's just roasting you. He's making you look bad. Not that you don't do a great job of that by yourselves.
Does anyone else find it suspicious how we never learned Hitler's last name?
That suspicious.
We never learned Obama's last name either.
Can my tax dollars just not go to the American education system anymore because it seems to not be working?
Hey, my wife's a teacher, and everyone's in an uproar. Besides her, she's conservative, about the demolition of the Department of Education. What people don't understand is it's just being dismantled federally. States can still have their own, right? Schools are not going to collapse because the Department of Education is gone.
The best part about having me as your girlfriend is that I'll sing to you every night.
Baby, lock them.
Lance, can't you see the greatness in me? I'm female and male, man and woman. I'm better than you are!
Yeah, but don't you understand something? You're only half of each. I'm a whole man. So if you'll excuse me, I don't have a lot of time here. I gotta save the world.
I'm better than you are! Liberal logic in a nutshell.
This tower's coming together faster than I thought.
Sure is.
Only Christians will understand. Comment down below if you got it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Captain Melkovitz, Criminal Investigations Division. On January 10, 2025, at approximately 7:11 a.m., Allentown City employee LaTarsha Brown arrived at her office on the third floor of City Hall. At approximately 7:38 a.m., Ms. Brown notified the Allentown Police Department that she discovered what she believed to be a noose on her desk upon arriving at work. Officers assigned to the Community Outreach Unit, Crime Scene Identification Unit, and Criminal Investigations Unit responded, initiating a criminal investigation to identify the individual responsible for placing the noose on Ms. Brown's desk. Those employees were interviewed. Each was asked if they would provide a buccal swab for DNA testing if needed. Every employee agreed, except for Ms. Brown. Initially cooperative, Ms. Brown later requested that the investigation be discontinued. The noose was submitted to the Pennsylvania State Police Crime Lab for DNA testing on January 14, 2025. On January 24, 2025, a search warrant was approved by the Lehigh County District Attorney's Office for Ms. Brown.
You know, when there isn't actually that much hate and racism out in the world, like the left wants you to believe there is, they take it upon themselves to fabricate it.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
Rachel, John from Disney here. Saw that you're doing press, getting out there. Love the men are bad stuff, down with the patriarchy, with that. Just thought we'd have a quick little chat about potentially toning it a tiny bit down on calling the prince a creepy predator. Men are trash, slapping myself right now. Not a fan personally. Oh, another one just got sent to me here.
I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again.
You're really just out here shitting on the property, huh?
Never revisited Snow White again.
Imagine we had Fast and Furious 9 coming out, and all the press was telling them how bad Fast and Furious 1 through 8. Movie about cars, very male-driven cast. Yeah, not a fan.
And then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like.
And you are discouraging people from going on the ride.
Was terrified of it.
Are you familiar, Rachel, with how this company makes money? And she's gone. Okay, we're gonna need to get Xi Jinping on the phone. And Dave, bring me my chapstick, because I'm about to suck some rod.
Rachel Zegler is box office poison, PR disaster. This question to this day continues to absolutely baffle the left.
What is a woman?
Well, why don't you ask one and get your answer?
But if I don't know what one is, then how can I ask one?
Where is a woman? Can you point one out and tell me what they are so I can distinguish what individual around me is a woman?
Say, I'm standing around a
now,
whole...
don't assume their genders.
I would not give a definition. I would let a woman give that definition.
I can't. How am I supposed to know what a woman is if you can't define it?
You have to do the hard work.
The hard work is getting a straight answer out of a liberal. That's the hard work.
Can you define white supremacy for me? Because I don't know what that means.
Yes, you do.
What does it mean?
Don't you?
No,
Don't
I
you?
really don't. Because I hear a lot of black people calling white people white supremacists. And in my mind, it sounds like they believe that white people are superior to them.
It doesn't mean that I, as a black person, think the white people are superior. It
So
means
why
that
would you use that word, the whites supremacy? It implies that you believe that.
No, it doesn't imply. Can we stop for a minute?
Yes.
This is not the conversation I thought we were having today, and I feel very uncomfortable.
No. I'm just following about something to get an understanding from you.
Yeah, but I feel uncomfortable. Like, this tape's going to go out in the world, and
I'm going to look like an idiot.
And some of these things that we're saying don't make me feel comfortable at all.
But you write about them and you talk about them, so I just want a better understanding because I'm black and slow. A lot of things I just don't understand. That's all.
I don't feel comfortable.
I love how Jesse plays like the dumb black guy. Explain this to me. I don't get it. How are white people better than us? How are we victims?
All right, relax. We do it fine.
The whole point of free speech is to have uncomfortable conversations. But the left likes it when it's just one-sided. I'm going to scream out what's written on my poster and not engage in conversation with anyone or answer any questions.
Apparently, Trump's son went up to Biden at the inauguration and said it's on now.
So when he leans into Biden here, he says it's on.
Apparently, lip readers read what he said and he went up to, because there's a moment where he goes up to Biden and Biden looks confused and he doesn't smile. He's like, but he walks up to him and goes, it's on now.
And then when he goes up to Melania, she says, try to be nice. See? And he says, okay.
I think they tried to put his dad in jail and he wants to kill that guy. He's like, you. Imagine your dad's getting that close to put in jail for bullshit for the rest of his life. Like, if he got put in jail for 25 to life, he's dead. He dies in jail.
And then he turns back and looks back at Biden.
He's going to get no food. He's going to be no nutrition, no sunlight, depression, anxiety. You're in jail. He's 80 years old. He's not going to last to 105 in jail.
Just in, we actually have leaked audio of this interaction. Hey, go f*** yourself.
There's just something about people triggering liberal professors that never gets old.
I'm of mixed background. What am I supposed to mark on an application? Plus, if you are painting people as an oppressor, if you're white,
that's
and
a
then
terrible
saying
thing to
that
tell
you're
someone
oppressed,
well, it's the truth because you believe in affirmative action. So I said Mark Black. I'm in an interracial relationship, so I can speak to this. I have a son that's half white and a son that's half black and a daughter that's half white and half black. They're going to mark black because I know that there are people like you at the universities who will say, well, because this person is black, I'm just going to let them in.
No, they're going to mark black because they're black.
Well, they're half black and half white. They're both, right?
I'm half black and half
so
white.
you overlook
My mom was a woman. I'm half woman. Can I get preferential treatment?
overlook interracial students. So what do you mean? Why are you saying, yeah, they're going to mark black
socialize them in
black?
society.
So the answer is, if you can't, I mean, you can mark both. Can you mark both? I don't know if you can. But are you going to look at that applicant as a little bit less because they're half white? How do you guys figure that out?
How they look at it is, again, holistically across a number of different factors.
I love me a buzzword. Holistically and racial consciousness.
Oh yeah, reverse discrimination. There's a buzzword.
It's not reverse discrimination. It's just discrimination.
Yep.
It's just racism if you're judging people on the basis of their skin color.
At this point, identity politics, it's like dog breeding. They're looking for the purebreds. It's disgusting. Elon Musk, who is South African, there are darker South Africans. If he was darker, would he get as much hate? I don't know. All right, to finish off this video, let's see if this liberal can actually have a genuine conversation.
As a person of color, do you believe in white privilege?
I believe in all privilege.
So you don't believe that people of Caucasian race have certain privileges over any minorities?
No, there's nothing a white person can do that I can't do. Can you name something a white person can do that I can't do?
No, that's all I want to know.
No, I'm serious.
No, I don't want, that was my only question and my only statement. In an ideal society, there would be no racism, but I don't think, at least like America as a country, I don't think we have the capability of doing that right now.
No country has the capability of getting rid of racism. And right now, you can't even name one thing a white person can do that I can't do as a black man.
I can name them. I didn't show up here to have a debate. I'm just not.
Oh, that's not a debate. I'm just curious.
Even like a back and forth conversation. Not in the mood for a political debate.
Oh, I can name what white people can do that black people can't. I just don't feel like telling you right now. Ah, what a dip. Did you laugh? What video made you crack? Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Conservative Vibes. I'm CV, and I'll see you in the next video.